Salve galera, Canetox, mais uma live aqui no canal. Dessa vez, galera, é o evento da IO Interactive Showcase. Eu já vou colocar no evento aqui para vocês. Eu vi que eles tiveram um problema técnico, que a live deles simplesmente caíram. Aí demorou um pouquinho até voltar. Então, se tiver algum problema técnico, eu vou ter que esperar eles para atualizar o evento. Mas vamos torcer para que não dê problema para eles. Já vou colocar aqui no evento. Eu acho que eles vão acabar começando umas 2h15, então. 2h15 não, 10h15. Vamos ver o que eles estão aprontando. Daqui uns 10 minutos começa. Vou só ajustar umas coisas aqui divulgando a live. E um salve a todo mundo que estiver assistindo.
In his research, Dr. Morrison identified a paradox. A moment where machine learning would evolve past our capabilities of control. He called the first sign of this Alpha.
Welcome to Red Rock. Man, is it always this hot? You'll get used to it. Sort of. Not really. Wow.
Yeah, not bad, huh? It's the latest model.
Interesting.
Companies like Silver Corporation, instead of being thankful, have turned their backs on the very stars and stripes that made them a success.
You still haven't given us clearance for launch.
Give me access to the back-end system of my city book, and then we'll talk.
Today is a very special day. Well, it's not every day we get to test the existential potential of man with machine.
This city loves me, Marco. I can spin this like I always do.
I will not let them stop me.
Welcome to Miami, 47. The innovation race is on its last day, and it is down to the wire. The Providence
Salve aí,
defectors
Paçoca.
are Robert and Sierra
Quem tiver aí,
Knox.
galera, não esquece de deixar aquele like lá e compartilhar pra gente pra dar aquela força e se inscrever se for inscrito.
Hello, everyone. I am here with Adam Whiting, the Assistant Game Director of Mind's Eye. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. I'm having a great time. It's such a pleasure to be here. So thank you.
No, absolutely. It's a night of celebration. So, what were your thoughts and reactions to the showcase today?
Yeah, I mean, wow, everything looks so good. I'm so excited to play the Shifra mission. I'm so excited for Bond as well. Yeah, pretty much excited for everything that I saw so far. I'm really excited that players got to see our final trailer for Mind's Eye.
It must feel good to finally have your trailer out and to start seeing fans talk about it.
Yeah, it's really exciting, like genuinely. But what's even more exciting than that is the fact the game comes out on Tuesday and players can actually play it for the first time. I mean, that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, that's actually huge news, and and really fun that you can come out of this and go straight into playing the game. Where most of the announcements, you're like, oh, I have to wait a year for that. So that's really cool.
Yeah, very exciting. So yeah.
What are you looking forward to tonight for the IOI showcase?
Well, I'm actually looking forward to everything on the menu, really. I mean, I'm a bit of an IOI fan, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of the Hitman mission.
Yeah.
And really excited to play it when I get home. So all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I am excited too. And it looks like the show's about to start because everyone's going in. So we should probably get going.
Is that all good?
Yeah, I think it was perfect.
Bem, falta 2 minutos para começar. Vou já falar minhas considerações para esse evento. Os 3 jogos que eles estão prometendo apresentar, eu tô hypando. Tanto o 007 quanto Hitman World of Assassination, que eu já tenho a chave. E sempre tá vindo novidade para ele, então só estão entregando DLC com missões novas, basicamente. E o Mind's Eye, que é um GTA. E os 3 jogos eu tô esperando. Mas acho que dos 3, o mais interessante mesmo é o 007. Vamos ver como é que vai ser esse evento. Quando começar, aí eu me desmuto de vez mesmo. Bem, já vai começar aqui. Vamos lá, como é que vai ser esse evento da IO Showcase pela primeira vez aqui no canal e é a primeira vez que eles estão fazendo um evento também só deles. Mas podem ir votando aí, galera. O que vocês mais estão esperando daí, ó? Um detalhe até que não comentei, eu sei de um outro projeto que eles estão em desenvolvimento, mas nem eles estão abrindo muito jogo no que vai aparecer. Mas sim, eles têm um quarto projeto em mente. Não sei se eles vão chegar a mostrar aqui.
Hello, everyone. Gamers of the world, welcome to a celebration of play.
Ó, já é 25 anos de Hitman.
Welcome to the very first IOI showcase. We are live from the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood, and I am Brittany Johnson.
Eles estão transmitindo de Hollywood, olha só.
We're going to have a really fun night talking about games, first looks, deep dives, and yes, sprinkle in a couple surprises. But, you know, we'll finally get to meet the creators of the magic and have a panel at the end of the show
Pelo
too.
menos
So
um dos
buckle up,
projetos que
power
só
up,
se
keep
tinham
locked
no
in.
nome
Our
provisório,
first
já se
guest
sabe,
is
que é o
none other than the
007.
CEO of
Que antes
IO
disso era
Interactive,
Project
Hakan
007 apenas.
Abrak.
This year marks the 25th anniversary of Hitman. From a team of few passionate tech pioneers, IOI grew to build more ambitious projects, such as Hitman, Well Assassination, which created its own genre with a single-player game that gave thousands of hours of fun. On our mission to bring Hitman everywhere, whether it's by bringing Hitman to new platforms or by collaborating with celebrities as elusive targets, we just reached a new milestone, as we count 80 million players in the Well Assassination.
Eles conseguiram chegar bem longe em proporções técnicas.
And 25 million units sold since 16. Our fans have supported us all these years, whether they recently joined the ride or joined it as early as I
Eles
did.
conseguiram
So,
bons
I
números.
just want to say thank you.
Mostrando a evolução dos Hitman. Contratos. Ele é quase um remake do primeiro jogo, só que com algumas coisas novas. Blood Money, um dos mais amados. Absolution. E aí a trilogia World of Assassination, que só simplesmente chamaram de Hitman 1, 2 e 3. E aí, até onde eu sei, eles terminaram essa trilogia e depois do 007 eles planejam voltar com o Hitman. E o foco deles está sendo agora o 007.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Christian, Chief Creative Officer at IO. Hitman and the World of Assassination launched in 2016. So we're coming up on almost a decade of a live and ever-expanding game, including
Quase
our
uma
very
década
popular
que
elusive
começaram
targets.
a trilogia.
Back then, we created the opening level in Paris as a sophisticated, high-stakes location for a classic international spy thriller. And today, it becomes the perfect backdrop for a crossover between Hitman and James Bond. We're introducing the
Agora
iconic
que eles
built
têm o
bond-driven
domínio
Chiffre
da IP
as an
do James
elusive target,
Bond, eles estão
and it's a
aproveitando para
perfect fit
fazer
for Hitman
uma
and
collab
Paris,
com Le
and we
Chiffre
are
de Cassino
immensely proud
Royale.
to team up with Denmark's own Mads Mikkelsen for a reprisal of his iconic role. So it's time to look at some gameplay. Please welcome IO designers Eskil and Martin.
Good morning, 47. Your target is the elusive shadow banker, known only as Le Chiffre, a financial mastermind with suspected ties to the criminal underworld.
Ele é o grande
He has made a
vilão
fortune manipulating global markets
do
by
filme Cassino
orchestrating
Royale.
disruption to drive stock fluctuations in his favor. However, a recent failed venture left him in dire straits, losing vast sums of both legitimate and illicit capital. In a desperate bid to recover, he has arranged a high-stake poker game at the Casino
Bem, pelo menos
Monarchique
é a
in
primeira vez que eles estão
Paris.
fazendo evento,
Our clients have deemed this
eles
unacceptable.
nas próximas vezes
Should the
vão ter que
Chiffre
ser mais
succeed,
dinâmicos.
it will fortify his ability to fuel a dangerous network, an outcome they cannot allow. Be warned, Le Chiffre is calculating and ruthless. He will not go down without a fight. Good luck.
All right, hi guys. We're just gonna show a little sneak peek of what's happening in the level. So we jumped in a little bit.
Eles vão mostrar
Seven
sneak
has already
peek.
obtained this invite, and you can just, Jonathan, just play the video from here. And there's a guard that he sort of needs to deal with. And as we know, 47, everything in his hand is a weapon. So he's using the trusty old suitcase. And of course he needs to hide the
Aí
body
ele está
because
jogando para
level is gonna spiral out of
avançar.
control. And what he has in it is the sniper rifle. Hopefully he's just gonna use it now as a binocular.
So we can get a good look of the level that was built. We constructed a whole playable casino experience on the ground floor of Paris. So in true Hitman fashion, this is all participatory. You can sit down at any of these tables and play poker or play roulette with the NPCs.
Peraí que eu já volto, galera.
And
Não demoro não.
obviously we're working towards playing poker against Le Chiffre.
Where did you get the invite from?
I got it from the gentleman in red by beating him at roulette. But there are many other ways to get the invite. Of course, Hitman is all about freedom of approach.
And here you are stashing the rifle because we're going for a different approach in this playthrough. Trying to beat Mr. Le Chiffre at his own game.
Aí, voltei.
I think he's just in the next room, and we're gonna get a chance to see the main attraction.
That is Le Chiffre, shadow banker and mathematical genius. You need to stay on your toes. He has never been defeated in a poker game.
And there we have Mads or Le Chiffre in all his beautiful 3D glory. He was so amazing to work with. I was at the voice recordings, and the way that he just jumped into that role was magnificent.
Mr. Reaper, RPG didn't tell me he had a friend. official name? Or is that your real name? I've never come across it.
Names are for friends. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Le Chiffre?
True. I'm just not fond of unexpected guests. I like to know who I'm dealing with.
Me too.
Shall we begin?
After you.
And Basin is still doing a very solid job as Mr. 47. So I know this was a sort of a dream come true for you to...
Yeah. Like, as a Hitman developer and fan, I always wanted to make a casino level. It's like, it's a no-brainer, right? And having Le Chiffre and Mads Mikkelsen, it's the perfect combination.
If you can beat Le Chiffre, he will be financially destroyed. Then General Murillo will take care of the rest.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. Mr. Smith. I didn't recognize you with your clothes on.
You know each other?
Yeah, we go back, don't we, Mr. Reaper? Yes, of course, Mr. Reaper.
Well, this is turning into an interesting evening. Shall we continue?
Oh, please do. I'm sorry. Esteemed guests, welcome to the VIP room here at the Casino Monarchique. I'm Monsieur Jameson, and I will be your dealer tonight.
Ó, eles vão até jogar poker, que nem o próprio filme Cassino Royale. Como você tem que ser mais inteligente que o Le Chiffre, eles até comentaram na Summer Game Fest, ele está sempre 2 passos à frente de você. Mas não sei se eles vão chegar a reviver algumas cenas do próprio filme mesmo, Cassino Royale. Pelo menos no jogo.
Silence pistol holstered, so player could just take out the Chiffre now, but we're doing something different here.
Mademoiselle Bai.
I'm calling.
Monsieur Le Chiffre. I'll now deal the flop. Monsieur Le Chiffre.
I think I'll bet 4 million.
It's not a bad hand, 2 pairs.
47, your hand is strong. Lure the other players into betting big.
$65% odds. I think I'm gonna call.
Raise him. There he is, touching his forehead. Nice.
Monsieur Smith. Call. Mademoiselle Bai.
I'll sit this one out. Fold.
Time for the turn. Monsieur Le Chiffre.
I think I'll bet 4 million.
Monsieur Reaper.
47, have you noticed Le Chiffre keeps touching his face like he has a tick? I think he's bluffing. Raise him.
We're sitting on a full house, so seems like good advice.
Raise. The bet is now 8 million euros. Monsieur
É, parece que nessa DLC do Le Chiffre você também tem que saber jogar poker. Claro, saber arte de blefar também, pra mandar bem nesse tipo de missão.
Last community card. The river. Monsieur Le Chiffre.
I think I'll bet
Salve aí, C9. Agora eles estão mostrando o Hitman em uma DLC collab com 007. Salve aí, Dragontes.
The bet is now 8 million euros. Monsieur Le Chiffre.
Eu acho que por enquanto eles só vão começar com o Hitman até eles colocarem outro jogo mesmo para seguir em frente.
4 of a kind.
Oh no.
Unfortunate.
Oh
He
no!
has us beat.
Monsieur Reaper.
Show your hand. Show your hand.
Outra coisa é saber blefar também nesse jogo.
but alas, not good enough. Are you feeling okay? You look a little pale. You should never accept a drink from a stranger.
47. I detect poison on your biomarkers. The Schiffer's signature poison. Keep calm. We've prepared for this. We have an antidote in the stash point in the parking lot. Now go.
I need to use the bathroom.
All right.
If you insist. We will take a 30-minute break and then resume.
Just walk out of there calmly.
Sound of fucking juice. Okay. You'll take it from here?
Yeah.
All right. All right, babe. Clock is ticking.
When we were playing this, Eskil was giving me instructions where to go. He's like, go left, go right, go down the stairs.
Run, run. And go right here. No, this is without power.
I'm just gonna throw a hammer at this guy.
E matou o cara.
You need to pick up your pace, 47. You have 20 seconds left.
Doesn't seem viable. I hope the poison isn't lethal.
Go!
Me pergunto como é que ele vai matar o Le Chiffre.
47. 47, come in, please.
Que eu lembro como que ele morre no filme, mas aí eu quero ver o que eles vão fazer.
Who knows? Could be anyone. Oh, he'll talk. Trust me. Yes. Yes, you'll get your money. I'm on a winning streak. Hold on, he's waking up. I'll keep you posted. You're awake. Good. How are you feeling, Mr. Reaper?
Constricted.
Well, I felt it was a necessity, one I must confess I rather enjoyed.
Mas quem de vocês aí, só pra saber, viu o filme 007 Cassino Royale? Eu sei que já tem uns anos esse filme, mas ele pra mim é um dos melhores, pelo menos que eu vi. É com o Daniel Craig, no caso.
What can I say? I just have one of those faces.
Yeah, well, I have a lot riding on the game tonight, so I get nervous when a total stranger suddenly turns up, and I just can't work him out. Okay, let's not waste each other's time. Who are you? CIA? MI6? FSB?
Does it matter?
Well, it matters to me. Are you here to kill me?
I was hoping to outsource that part to Murillo.
So you do know something. I assure you the General will not be killing anyone tonight. So tell me who you are and what you're doing here. Right. If that's how it's gonna be, you are giving me no option but to take more extreme measure.
I'm sure I can handle it.
Don't be too sure. I've picked up a thing or two over the years that have proven quite effective.
Why don't you show me?
You are something.
You got a game to play. The General won't be happy if you don't.
Yes, I know. Shame. Guess we'll just have to wait.
Eu não sei se eles vão chegar realmente a repetir algumas cenas do filme aí. Mas eles tentaram meio que emular o momento do poker mesmo do filme.
47, can you hear me? The Schiffer is going to come back and kill you. You need to get out of there. Use any means possible.
We're it off there, and if you want to find out how to get out of that pickle, you can play it right now, because it's out.
Guys, all right. I hope you guys all enjoyed that little sneak peek of Le Chiffre. And for everyone that's in the room, that will be playable out in the lounge. But what's even better, for everyone watching online, it is free to play right now. You don't even have to own the game. Go to the store, you can play the mission right now.
Ó, pra quem já tem o jogo, ele tá free essa DLC. Eu vi aqui que travou, só vou atualizar aqui, que tô renderizando uns vídeos importantes. Aí estranho que travou.
Hitman is also expanding to
Aí,
into
peço
multiple
desculpa
new
aí pelo
platforms.
inconveniente.
In fact, the pod in the lounge are running natively on the
Mas
newly
deu pra
launched
entender.
Nintendo Switch
Se você
2.
já tiver o
And
jogo,
we
já pode
encourage
jogar essa
everybody
DLC.
here to go and have a go at it. And following the amazing reception of Hitman in VR, we
A
wanted
versão
to let
VR,
you know
não
that
sei se
our
vai ter
team
também
back
essa
home is
DLC.
extremely excited to bring further enhancement and content in the update that goes live tonight. And there is more. Hitman, the World of Assassination, is a globe-trotting action fantasy. And now you can truly travel Hitman in your pocket. In the lounge, you can already experience the game running natively on iOS. Hitman promises
Ó,
the
vai estar
freedom
para
to play
iOS e
however
Android,
you want.
possivelmente,
You can now choose a platform that fits the moment.
para o
So
verão
from
desse
PC,
ano ainda.
console, VR, and mobile.
São boas novas
There
para
is
quem joga
more.
em celular.
And as a final twist, Hitman is also going analog. We are partnering with Mood Publishing to bring Hitman to life in a completely new format.
We specialize in making memorable board games. And today, I am beyond excited to share with
Mas
you
tem uma versão em
our team
VR, ô Dragões.
with our close friends at IO Interactive to bring a dream project of ours to life. Hitman, the board game, is coming to Kickstarter later
Ah,
this
jogo
year.
de tabuleiro,
In
do
this
Hitman.
one-of-a-kind multiplayer board game, players take on the role as master assassins traveling the
Para
world
quem gosta
to
de jogo
take
de
on
tabuleiro.
high-stakes targets. Every time you play, you compete against other players on the same job. Whoever can take down the target in whatever way they seem fit gets the payout and wins the game.
Just like in the video games, every board you play on invites you into an immersive world filled with culture and storytelling, providing a perfect backdrop for the globetrotting
Ah, eu
assassin.
não sei, assim, eu não sei se jogaria jogo de tabuleiro, eu preferia do videogame mesmo.
Hitman the board game promises to be a fun, competitive experience and the essential assassin game in every fan's collection.
That's it for now. The best thing you can do to stay up to date is to follow our page over on Kickstarter today. Oh,
Vai estar no Kickstarter para quem quiser apoiar.
before I'm compromised. Bye.
All right. We're prototyping and working closely with a great team at Mood. And I can tell you it feels really special to sit there with the other players, your fellow assassins, and you're trying to take out the target first. And speaking of playing Hitman with friends, we have one final sneak peek. We want you to team
Pelo
up
menos
with
eles
a
já estão
friend
descarregando
and
tudo
enjoy
que tem
Hitman
de Hitman
co-op. So two
para
playable
depois
characters, Stone and Knight,
mostrarem o
return from their
007 e o
appearance in
Mind's
our
Eye
sniper
com mais
co-op
calma.
mode to a full-blown Hitman co-op experience. We invite you to play a set of exciting missions across our world of assassination, challenge you to rethink your approach now that you're going to play as a duo. So, it's still early days, but we can't wait to be back with more news on Hitman co-op soon. Thank you.
Jogar co-op do Hitman. Para quem pensa
So
em
much,
jogar.
Christian. For those of you who are with us today, you will have a chance to try the demo of the iOS version of Hitman World of Assassination in the lounge after the show. But that was a lot of exciting news for Hitman. News for the Anniversary Edition coming out in October, the release on the iOS, another on Switch 2, 3 new elusive targets coming in Le Chiffre, and a collab between 007 and Hitman, the summer roadmap, and the cherry on top of the cake, Hitman Co-op. But now, let's dial in. Focus.
Aí, voltei.
Because what's next is a different kind of assignment. The stakes, global. The style, impeccable. The mission, for your eyes only. You know the number, you know the man, but you've never seen him like this before. It's time to step into the origin of the world's most iconic secret agent.
Aí, agora eles vão falar do 007. Pra quem que tava esperando o James Bond,
To save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain. He was 11 years old.
He then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
pelo menos o que eles mostraram na Summer Game Fest, vai ser um jogo de origem do James Bond. Não vai ser um jogo dele já veterano.
Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
Pela gameplay, acho que vai ser terceira pessoa, com alguns elementos do Hitman e Uncharted, eu imagino.
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
Salve aí, General Hulk.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway.
Agora acho que eles estão falando do James Bond.
Bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
Em parceria com a Amazon e a MGM. Esse James Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
Que a IO tá fazendo.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
Esse daí eu tô esperando. Fizeram uma versão mais nova dele.
Of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming.
Jet lag. Gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom. To hell with that.
Esse jogo daí eu tô esperando.
Tell me, what do you do, James?
Lately, headhunting.
Queria ver como é que tá a gameplay desse jogo. É isso aí, 007 First Light.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
2026. Vai sair para todas as plataformas.
You liked it? Not too bad. I still have goosebumps when I see this. We just revealed to the world a new James Bond game, the first one in over a decade. We're honored to be able to bring to the gaming world a 007 franchise for the players. Reimagine the first steps of James Bond as a young, yet rebellious air crewman who, thanks to his instincts, defied all odds and got propelled into MI6. We also reimagined versions of the characters that shaped Bond as we know him today, such as a younger and ambitious M, who strongly believe in the human judgment on the field. It's not only a faithful and original take on James Bond's origin story, but it's also an incredible action.
Eles estão querendo se focar em uma história que nunca foi contada mesmo, de origem. Tipo, como que ele virou o agente que a gente conhece.
At IO Interactive. Creative approach is what makes Bond defy the odds. And we want players to feel like Bond when they play First Light. But we will talk more about all that later this summer. And that would not be an authentic Bond experience without the partners who helped us design our vehicles, our costumes, and game moments. And we are working closely with NVIDIA to bring the latest ray tracing technology to first light.
Ó, conseguiram parcerias. Jaguar, Coca-Cola, Aston Martin. Só tipo marca top, normalmente o que se aparece nos filmes.
007 First Light will release in 2026, so please sign up to your IOI account and get free rewards in Hitman and 007 First Light, and wishlist a game on your favorite platform.
Well, that's not all. As always at IOI, we want to reward our community for showing their unwavering support. With every significant milestone in our wishlist numbers, we will grant players additional rewards on day one.
Ooh, I'm sure everyone's speculating what those tiers will be. Well, I can't wait to know more about 007 First Light. When are we going to get more news?
We'll be back with a full gameplay reveal later this summer.
All right, thank you, Hakan.
Bem, eles vão trazer gameplay bem mais pra frente.
Bond returns later this summer with an actual gameplay. That's going to be absolutely incredible. So, now let's see how the magic is done at IOI. Please welcome Ulas, Chief Technical Officer.
Hello everyone. This has been a transformative year for I.O. The progress you have seen today across our games, trailers, and announcements is a direct result of our incredible talent in our studios, empowered by our tools and technology we built over decades. Every title we have showed today runs on Glacier, our own game engine, and Glacier has been continuous development over 25 years. That's not just a matter of the heritage, it is because no off-the-shelf game engine could handle the systematic complexity of Hitman and Bond, nor support the kind of cross-platform and performance we're delivering today. Glacier is a purpose-built for the kind of games I.O. makes, deeply interactive, technically ambitious, and globally scalable. What sets Glacier apart? Its modular design and ability to scale seamlessly across platforms from consoles to PC to mobile without compromising the creative intent. Glacier is the foundation that allows our teams to move fast, stay creative, and build the kinds of games that we believe in. And it's the reason we can deliver at the level of the quality and the scope of we seen today.
Bem, ele está falando mais da parte técnica, desde o escopo, as tecnologias aplicadas. Agora, eles vão falar do Mind's Eye.
There's a lot of IOI games made with Glacier Engine, and
A dúvida que eu tenho é, será que eles vão falar do quarto projeto? Eu não posso falar muito sobre ele, mas assim, eu sei que existe um quarto projeto da I.O.
So, let's dive into another world, a world that feels strangely close to home sometimes. We've seen the jaw-dropping trailers for Mind's Eye, the blockbusting thriller produced by Leslie Benzies and its team. Please welcome Adam Whiting.
Bem, esse Mind's Eye, ela comentou lá que é produzido pelo Leslie Benzies, o mesmo produtor que fez os GTA serem conhecidos.
Assistant Game Director at Builder Rocket Boy.
E agora eles chamaram o diretor do jogo.
Gameplay footage from Mind's Eye that comes out on Tuesday, the 10th of June, so not long to go now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight into the action here, straight into a mission. Here we go. Straight into a mission from the latter third of the game, and at this point Jacob Diaz, our protagonist, has had his Mind's Eye implant reactivated, and he's accompanied by his companion drone. Now this drone gives Jacob some unique combat abilities that we'll see during gameplay here. Now we've worked tirelessly to create a very immersive and cinematic experience, and the story is a key part of that. So we've bleeped out certain bits of dialogue. I don't want to spoil anything for players looking forward to delving into the narrative. What I can say, though, is that something very interesting has just taken place that's thrust the city into chaos. It's raining for the first time in years, and the city is under martial law. The military have moved in and are locking down the city as the automated AI systems that drive Red Rock have started to come undone. Now, Rigby is going to be assisting us on this mission and helping us navigate the predicament Jacob finds himself in right now. Now, in Mind's Eye, players can't just run in all guns blazing, but instead have to navigate the environment methodically and carefully, looking for vantage points and
Bem, pelos
environmental elements
votos,
that can give them an
vocês
advantage.
estão realmente esperando
There
mais
is
do
no surefire
007.
one-size-fits-all way to approach
Em
combat.
segundo lugar, o
But
Hitman,
by
antes que
utilizing
Mind's
the vast
Eye,
array of weapons and
é
the
meio que o
potency of the
patinho
combat
feio
drone,
daqui mesmo.
players can approach combat in a variety of different ways. Players can also utilize the lens device. Now, this is an AR contact lens that is the replacement for the smartphone in this world, and they can use this to scan the environment, and it'll actually help players keep track of where enemy targets are and help them strategize how best to neutralize them. And it also handily highlights pickups on the ground. So the DC-2 companion drone has a few key functions. One of them we're about to see right now is a zap ability. Now, this stuns targets, and it can be used to override electronic systems such as keypads and doors. It's also particularly potent against robotic enemies as it temporarily disables them. Now, we try and keep players immersed in the narrative. So we have many cinematic moments, and players seamlessly
A mesma coisa
transition
que dá
in
pra
and
ver
out of
desse
these
jogo é um
throughout the
GTA
course of the game.
futurista mesmo.
Navigate to Perez Mines. Shit! Rigby! My drone's been hit! What's the damage? Critical! I'm on power! I'm going down! Shit! Bracing!
Todo forçado esse.
I think I'm alright.
Those sky cars can withstand a lot of force.
Well, it's not the drone I'm worried about, Rigby. It's me.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah. Right.
Beleza, tem roda de arma.
We can see how the city feels different right now. Under martial law, the citizens of Red Rock have fled from the streets, and very few remain. This is in stark contrast to the other times players have navigated through this downtown area on previous missions, where it's full of life. The streets now have an almost eerie quality to them, as the main thing inhabiting them are the patrolling military vehicles and soldiers subjugating the residents of Red Rock. However, the military group that have taken over here are called Black Box. They aren't operating with the best interests of Red Rock City at heart. They have a different agenda. And as such, the robotic forces patrolling the streets are answering to them and are fighting against Jacob.
You want to tell me what you were doing?
At least you're not pretending you thought he was dead.
Why would I pretend that someone is dead that you were...
As players progress through the story, they face increasingly difficult enemies that are more tactically adept, as well as better armed. And as Jacob encounters these new factions, he gains access to their weaponry, adding to the player's ever-expanding arsenal.
Macedonian, I know Charlie helped you. And I know you spent a ton of time running around placing mystery devices...
Now, the robotic enemies players encounter are also susceptible to the companion drone and its ability to hack them, making them work alongside rather than against Jacob. This is a key strategic element as they can cause a distraction, tank some of the shots for Jacob,
Momento
or
de
they can just
drone
be a useful and
pra
potent
avistar
combat
todo
ally,
mundo.
using their advanced robotic weaponry to aid players in battle.
Everything you've done, everywhere you've been.
Yeah, I knew that.
Well, in that case, I'm just a little...
Esse jogo pelo menos passa bem uma vibe de GTA, de certa maneira.
Those little boxes you play caused the event we just witnessed.
They were ODTs. Don't ask me
As we've seen, the DC-2 drone also allows Jacob to use it to scout ahead, seeing through its eyes, so players can plan ahead and approach each combat encounter in a more tactical way if they choose to. I also want to highlight the music and audio design. We've got a really talented audio team, and they've really given Mind's Eye a unique vibe through not only its sound design, but also its soundtrack, building tension and ramping up the excitement as the action escalates.
Eu imagino que para quem é fã de GTA aqui, é que deve acabar pegando esse jogo.
Now we're just going to jump
Ainda
ahead
mais
here a little
você
bit,
do mesmo
as
produtor,
we're just about
mas
to
aí
approach a
tem
construction
que saber
site.
qual é o
And
hype de
Rigby is
vocês
trying to help
mesmo.
us navigate to a vehicle that she's having auto drive its way over to us. She's our eyes and ears right now, helping us navigate through this area.
We're gonna fix this. We're the only ones who can stop Lamry. Right. Now if I can get this thing overhead, I might be able to... Shit. The drone...
Well, at least she was. Now it's down to Jacob.
Keep me updated now. I've lost all visual.
Now, whilst Mind's Eye is a linear narrative-driven experience, we have built an entire city, and we use this in various ways. In situations like this, players can navigate through the terrain how they see fit, and they can find different ways to get to their objective. Some may be more fraught with peril than others, and players can use a DC-2 drone to figure out their best path forward. As you can see, there are a variety of different weapons to suit different playstyles and scenarios. Some of these laser-based robot weapons are particularly potent and a key part of
Pelo
your
menos dá pra
arsenal
ver, esse
as you get
drone
into the latter
chega a
stages of the
ser
story
meio
and
como
are
Watch
fighting
Dogs, de
highly
certa
trained
maneira.
military
Ele
personnel
não só
as
à
well
vista,
as
ele também é
cutting-edge
bom pra
robots.
matar alguns inimigos. Tipo, o inimigo tá em um lugar que você não alcança, o drone vai lá e faz esse trabalho pra você.
We have a huge variety of different environments and locations that change things up, from slick urban environments to isolated desert locations, beautiful skylines to sumptuous vistas. Mind's Eye is full of spectacle and surprise, and we're really excited for you all to be able to play it next week. As you can see, players also have to keep their wits about them at all times, as these black box enemies are quick, agile, and tactical with how they'll try and flank Jacob from various sides. Now we can flee the area in the vehicle Rigby has sent over to us. However, the city has a different feeling right now. Instead of being full of traffic to navigate through, there are now military checkpoints the player has to try and avoid. The driving in Mind's Eye feels fun, responsive, and thrilling as you take corners at high speed, and we use this in a variety of different
A
ways.
câmera chega a lembrar um pouco Mafia, de certa maneira.
Now, one of those ways is through Play Mind's Eye. During the story, at certain points, the player will find portals that allow them to jump into side missions and stories, some expanding the world and giving more narrative context, some are just there because we think they're fun. And players can also bring up the pause menu at any time and launch one of a variety of different missions, races, and other gameplay experiences, built by our team using our special no-code editor tools that make game creation accessible to anyone.
Caramba,
And
até o
players on
sistema de
PC
corrida
can select
também.
the Build Mind's Eye option to start building their own
É,
content
pegaram
and
de
share it with
Midnight
everyone else
Club.
at the press of a button.
A Rockstar realmente não segue muito em questão de estilo de corrida, com Need for Speed e outros jogos que você tem o traçado da pista, não, você tem
We've
que
already got
ir
some
pelos
exciting updates in the works that will allow players to
checkpoints
build their own
mesmo.
environment, not being constrained just to Red Rock City, and also adding in multiplayer. And when we add new functionality and features, we'll not just be highlighting it with our own Play Mind's Eye content, but allowing players to use these additions within their own content and tell their own stories through Build Mind's Eye. We're really excited about the opportunity Play and Build will give us to keep players engaged with new content on a very regular basis, and we're committed to the long-term vision of Mind's Eye and are looking forward to you all joining us on this exciting journey together. So you can pre-order Mind's Eye now to gain access to our deluxe edition for free, and we're excited to see you all in Red Rock City on the 10th of June. Thank you.
É isso aí, já falaram do Mind's Eye.
And lastly, I just want to thank our partners at IOI for sharing this vision for the future of gaming with us and for allowing us to be part of their special showcase today.
Adam, thank you so much. And thank you for all your hard work and efforts, and thank you for the team back at Barb, and thank you, Leslie, You've created an amazingly ambitious, awesome game, and we couldn't be more proud to work with you as partners, and we're looking forward to get this game out to the fans 10th of June. It's going to be a hell of a ride. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beleza? Falando
Hello,
mais,
everyone.
vai.
We are out here in the lobby while you guys are inside exploring what is about to be available to you. I am with Nicole, the global
estão
brand
mostrando
manager
stands
for IOI Showcase.
dos
Or no,
jogos que
IO
eles
Interactive.
apresentaram.
Yeah. You're like, Anna, but like beyond that, there's been so much planning and passion that has gone into tonight. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's been like a blast. I mean, like we are working on all these news, all these like new features, new additions to the Hitman game, and for like so long that actually in the end, being able to reveal everything tonight here and showcase it to the world for the first time
Acho que eles
is
não
just
devem
like
mostrar
amazing. And we are
quarto
super
jogo
happy.
mesmo,
I'm
não.
super excited to be here
Só se,
and have like
não
actually
sei,
guests
for algum
trying
teaser,
on
qualquer
some of
coisa assim, mas
latest addition to the
para
franchise.
3 jogos
Yes, and
prometidos
speaking
até que
of
mostraram
all
bem.
everything that's been revealed tonight, if you come out to the lobby after the showcase, sorry for everyone at home, even though you're able to try it out too, we'll have different pods where you can actually try out the Switch 2 and iOS version, right?
Yes, exactly.
So let's show us around a little
Yeah,
bit.
so we are gonna have here the Switch 2 version
A
of the
versão
game
de
with like
Switch 2
Skill, our game
do
designer,
Hitman,
giving you a bit of tips and
e
tricks
tem a
on the
versão
game.
de
And
iOS ali
over
do
there, we're
lado
gonna have mobile
e Android.
pods ready. And the game is coming this summer, runs natively on iOS.
And for everyone online and in the showroom, we have a surprise coming up for you.
My memory's still a bit blurry. Remember this.
DS! Showtime! I have these
Oh, mein Gott.
Inside my head.
Satellite gives us a 10-minute window. You made it.
That's just leftover hardware. It's been decommissioned. What the hell is happening? All I know is that Silvercorp is a piece of my
vem de
story.
GTA.
I'll cover you. All this time you just wanted answers about the tech in your head? Are you kidding me? This thing has ruined my life.
You have no idea who you're dealing with. And what you did should have left you in the desert.
This is not the first time we've had a fatal error with your tech. Yes, make it stop! Make it stop! You know what I have to do? This is the only way.
What's going on in there?
It was an ambush. Do what you can. Do not lose her.
É interessante esse jogo.
Tires are out. Proceeding on foot. I'm coming to you now. The search and rescue bots. They're malfunctioning. They're attacking us.
In his research, Dr. Morrison identified a paradox. A moment where machine learning would evolve past our capabilities of control. He called the first sign of this Alpha.
Welcome to Red Rock.
Man, is it always this hot?
Mais trailer do Mind's
Sort of.
Eles estão hypando forte esse jogo. Mas acho que
Yeah, not bad,
eles
huh?
podiam investir mais no 007 mesmo. tô falando tipo que vai ser um jogo ruim assim só. Acho que assim, é bom investir no que é mais certo mesmo. Porque o 07 acho que muita gente deve estar esperando. Até, pelo menos aqui na enquete, 50% de vocês estão querendo mais o 07 do que o Hitman.
Existential potential of man with machine.
This city loves me, Marco. I can spin this like I always do.
I will not let them stop me!
O Hitman pro Nintendo Switch 2. Pra quem é nintendista aí e estiver esperando o Hitman, já tem aí pro Nintendo Switch 2.
Your target is the elusive shadow banker, known only as Le Chiffre, a financial mastermind with suspected ties to the criminal underworld. He has arranged a high-stake poker game at the Casino Monarchique in Paris. Our clients have deemed this unacceptable.
Well, I've invited these people for a reason.
So that's kind of special. I always love whenever we get to work with voice actors from the games.
Bem, será que eles vão entrevistar os caras? Aí não fica muito legal.
I really did go to the bar. Do we know? Do we know what order they're coming out? Can I give a warning to everyone to come back in? Like, are they coming in? Are they coming out now? Okay.
Deixa daí para um pós-show que é melhor. Mas se for isso daí
We are about to
de show,
begin the panel and Q&A. Trust me, you're going to want to come back in for this.
vamos fazer tipo perguntas sobre os jogos. Não sei, esse é o
Alright,
tipo
so
de coisa que
speaking of the
vocês
panel,
gostariam
we're
de
going to
ver.
go ahead and get started and bring out our guests. Shush your mouths. First off, well, are they back here? We got a whole slew of them. Who's going to come out of the curtain first? All right, we have Adam, who you saw earlier, David Bateson, our voice of Agent 47, Mads Mikkelsen, everybody. Woo!
Bem, vou deixar aqui eles conversando e vou me mutar
We have
aqui.
Christian and Ula. So we have everyone, the whole team here today. See, told you wanted to stick around. Look at you guys. Everyone's so handsome. Okay. So we're going to have a couple questions that I'm going to give our panelists, and then we're going to take some questions from the audience. But I think what would be really special is starting off with, you know what, a little story. Because Mads, David, you guys have known each other from before Hitman. And I know there's a little anecdote that can be told here that's quite special.
Yeah, it's this is a real premiere. Mass and I worked on a small film together back in 98, 99. You was
94.
Oh my God.
You're that old, David.
Who am I again? Anyway, you were at drama school, which is so scary. We did this little movie. It was a love triangle. He was having an affair with my wife. Yeah. And the short story is this. I go away hunting. It's set in 1895, a long time ago, right? I go away off hunting. He turns up to seduce my wife. She's putting sheets out on the line, and he starts sneaking up and fumbling around with my wife. And anyway, he did something. I'm watching this scene. He's about 25, 30 feet away from me. I'm standing next to the director. We got a monitor in front of us, and I'm watching it live. He goes and leans against this pole as she's putting these sheets on the washing line, and he's like, waiting for you. I'll wait. And then he does something which totally rocked my boat. He starts spitting because he's such a romantic guy. No, he's looking at her. His arms are folded and he's leaning back, and he just goes, and he does this a couple of times. So I lean across to the director, and I'm going, wait a minute, that's not very sexy. And I'm looking at him doing it live, and then I looked at the monitor, and something was insane. It was brilliant. It was sexy and raw and just, I'll let you finish, and then you're mine. The point is, I leaned across to the director during the take, and I whispered to him, Sarah, to go, what did I say? Yeah, I've got to get this right because that's right. Oh, yes, right. I said to him, does Mass know what he's doing? And the director leaned over to me and said, I don't think so, but don't tell him. Because it was insanely good.
It worked on your wife, though.
No, I'm rather pleased about that because she's here tonight. No, but that was maybe a sign of what was to come. And I've waited 100 years to tell you this story of the talent I saw that day, and he was still studying at drama school. So, yeah, give it up for Mass.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I didn't know. I walked into the room today, and the guys were pitching me the game, and I was watching it, and all of a sudden the Hitman comes in, and I'm like, wait a second, is that David? So it was my very first thing I ever did.
Yeah.
And I got to shag his wife and kill him.
Oh,
so
yeah.
let's see what happens in this game.
Yeah. We'll call it 50-50. We'll call it a draw. Yeah, you killed me, asshole.
It's so rare that, you've been able to work together for so long on different projects. It's actually an incredible story, and I'm happy that you were able to share that with us today, because when else would you have been able to tell that story otherwise? Yeah.
Thanks.
But I had no idea that you were Hitman.
No, but you killed me first.
And maybe second.
Yeah.
All right, so Mads, what was it like to reprise your iconic role as Le Chiffre for this Hitman mission, and how is it different than the movie?
It's different in the way that I'm not in a studio, I'm not in a set, I'm not wearing a costume. So obviously this is an imaginary world. I think I was doing the recording in Spain, and you guys were sitting in Denmark. And I knew the game because my son has been playing it forever. And how I fit in, I didn't know at that point, but I got a lot of notes about it, and then you guys was pitching every scene. And eventually I realized, why don't we just do every line in 5 different versions, and then you guys can play around with it. And that's kind of how I approached it, because I mean, there's so many different opportunities in every scenario. So to tell me how that worked, half an hour for every scenario, would be me standing there for 2 months. So we just dived in there. I don't know how you guys are doing it. I mean, you might have a little more visual to work with.
No, I have nothing.
Okay, here you go.
I'm kind of all alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
So it's a different approach, obviously. I mean, it was great to come back to him. I was always, when I did the original, I loved the film, but I was always super angry when I read the script that, I mean, a Bond film, I'm an ex-gymnast, I'm really good at stunts, and the most crazy stunt I did in the film was folding 2 aces. It was like, oh God. I'm so pleased that this character has actually got his hands on a little more.
Yeah. Listen, I think what's cool about this is, unlike the film, obviously, you get as a player to approach you, the target, in so many different ways. And I find that infinitely interesting to use your imagination that way. Although I liked what you did to me well, to James Bond in the movie, so that's another story.
Well, he deserved it. He took my money.
Yeah, asshole.
All right, so David, you've been the voice of Agent 47 for many, many years now.
Many.
How do you keep the character fresh and engaging for both yourself and the fans?
How do
you keep the character fresh?
Oh, well, listen, in a way, it's kind of easy. I don't know if you have this thing, but one, I treat Agent 47 as my best friend, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm going to have a good time hanging out with my best friend. We'll work it out. But here's the other thing. I know he's this emotionless character without feelings and without moral. He's a killing machine. But I treat him sort of like a Frankenstein's monster, in a way, that he's somewhere deep, deep down inside. He's looking for some kind of humanity. And though the dialogue is written very ice cold, and it should be delivered that way, I try to sneak in some kind of curiosity about how it might feel and to kill, or to what's this person going through. And secondly, I think of his backstory about wanting to know where he comes from. So it's a primitive thing, but I just keep having that in my head.
That's really cool. And Mads, you already talked about the difference between voice acting, being in the booth, and then being on set. Did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, it was super fun. Both of the things were fun. It was obviously fun to revisit him for a number of reasons. Also to just see that even though he looks young in the game, his voice is kind of more rusty now. It's apparently my mistake. No, it was super fun. I mean, you rarely get the chance to revisit a character in the movie business. You might do it on theater, but in the movie business, it's over, it's done. And then, what is it? Is it 18 years? Yeah. 18 years ago, I did that character. And then he looked good, and I was happy to see him again.
Oh, you still look good. All right, so you face off Agent 47. Who is the world's best assassin?
Ooh.
In another high-stake poker game, how would Le Chiffre go about destabilizing such a fearsome opponent?
Well, obviously, Le Chiffre normally has henchmen and people to do the dirty work. So in terms of assassin, it's obviously Hitman. But if you face him in his environment, I think it's going to be a little uphill battle for Hitman.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, you mentioned earlier to me that it's not just about me trying to kill you by winning at poker. There's a lot more going on. And I think, I don't know, when James Bond stands there, you're kind of going, yeah, it's going to end well. But I think it feels more even. The playing field feels much more even, which is cool.
Yeah, and if you were playing Hitman yourself, Mads.
If I'm playing Le Chiffre?
If you were playing the game yourself.
Or if I was playing Hitman trying to kill myself?
Yeah. Would you go in head on, or would you be stealthy about it?
I really can't answer that, but I know who's going to really enjoy killing me, my son. I mean, there's like a ton of ways to get past my character, and I can't wait to see his face going like, I have to do this again. um, so that's going to be fun. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're obviously playing Hitman, and it's a strange suicidal process for me to imagine that. Well, I'll download it. I'll play it. We'll see where it goes.
So, if you had to give Agent 47 one piece of advice for his mission against you, what would it be?
Yeah, give Agent 47 an advice.
Oh,
why would I? uh, yeah, I think it would be a smart choice to beat me at poker. That would be the easiest way for him. And if he can't do that, it's an uphill battle.
yeah. I think you're right. It's not going to be easy killing this guy. I would just say this. I never thought of that before. Your son's going to be out there killing you. Well, I have news.
Probably
for you.
playing right now.
Oh, no. Well, listen, I walked in on my daughter when she was playing Absolution some years ago, and she turned around and said, Dad, it's so cool hearing your voice in my ears as I strangle this nun. And I thought, can we just keep that inside the room, please? Yeah, so good luck.
That's incredible. So, Christian, what core themes or tone did you want to capture in the Bond story that sets it apart from previous interpretations of the film or the games?
Well, first of all, we're changing subject here.
Oh, yeah,
But
getting serious.
Absolutely, I just want to say it's absolutely a blessing to just see the two of you together, and like for us to dream about it, Hakan and I, as you can probably imagine, it's been a really, really special mission for us, and it's been really enjoyable. Regarding a Bond, I think what we really wanted to find at the core was a young version. We kind of talked about the difference between who's 007 and who's James Bond as a concept. Trying to find out like how does he become the number? How does he, as we also talk about, the game is about earning the number, but it comes at a price. So we needed to figure out who is he in his sort of his raw form, and what does being an agent actually do to him. And I think that's what we're really interested and curious about in the game as well.
That's really cool. So, can you tease any unique mechanics or innovations that set this game apart from any other stealth or action titles?
Well, I think we're combining some really interesting elements. Like, we're well known from Hitman games with a lot of freedom of approach, and obviously Bond is a little bit different, but he has a really big layer of improvisation, and just he happens to get in trouble, but he also happens to have a lot of different solutions. So we wanted to capture that. But I think the biggest leap for us was to make this seamless interplay between physical melee action and really good shooting combat. So it feels like you have a lot of options, whether you're in sort of an action part of the game, or whether you're more like using your skills as a spy.
To be honest, I can't imagine another duo of games that fit more perfectly together, that share the same mechanics and everything. Yeah. So let's switch it a little bit. Adam, Mind's Eye looks like it blends narrative depth with action. What's the core experience you want players to walk away with?
Yeah, I mean, we've really strived to make a very immersive and cinematic story. I think the kind of key experience one players have is kind of feel like they're playing through their favorite action movie, but they get to be the protagonist. They get to be in control of the action, and they get to go between these wonderful action set pieces. They get to immerse themselves and kind of meet interesting characters, and then just like high action, tension, and drama and spectacle. And we're really excited to get players in Red Rock on Tuesday.
That's exactly Tuesday. That's wild. And what would you say sets Mind's Eye apart from other narrative-led games in terms of like gameplay or structure?
Yeah, I mean, certainly there's a kind of a few unique things I'd say. I mean, in particular, we're trying to strike this balance between having a very well-paced story, but then also giving players lots of opportunities, have like kind of excursions and adventures. And I think Play Mind's Eye is a really elegant way to do that. As you're playing the story, you encounter these portals, and they give you a glimpse into into characters' backstories. Sometimes they just slice the fun gameplay. But if you don't want to kind of like
break your immersion, or kind of like you just want to press through the story, they're waiting for you in the Play Mind's Eye menu. And that's a place we're going to be populating with lots of great content. Yeah, every few weeks there'll be new stuff in there, new bits of gameplay. And I think it's going to be really exciting for players.
Yeah, and Hakan, the man himself, with Hitman World of Assassination now seen as a modern classic in stealth gaming. How do you view the franchise's role in defining IOI as a studio today?
Well, Hitman has been, without a doubt, our flagship franchise. It all started with Hitman in a cellar, and 25 years later, here we are. And I would say many good games we've done throughout the years. But Hitman: World of Assassination is kind of the culmination of long time coming of a franchise that really found itself, found its platform, and it's something we started 13 years ago, 14 years ago, envisioning and working on it, and then starting it like from one episode to one game to three games, all melded into one universe. And it's been a long road, but like as you saw today with the co-op edition, which we are extremely excited about, it's something that when we say it never sleeps, it never ends, we mean it.
That's beautiful. So, with everything that has been said and everyone that's on this panel right now, thank you so much for today. I want to open it up to the room for any questions. I'm like, how do we do this? Oh, you have a mic. Okay, so
Hands up and
yeah, hands up if you have a question. We got one right here in the middle. In the middle. In the middle. Oh.
we got a mic. Mic is moving.
Okay, we're gonna start on the edge, I guess.
Hi. So one of my questions is specifically for talking about the new Bond game. Bond has had different types of pacing depending on the era of film that he's in. So I wanted to know for First Light, are you all looking more towards a specific Bond? Are you moving faster or slower? And how are you all kind of drawing your inspirations from the different film eras of the character?
Want to take that, Hakan, or should I?
I can take it. Well, I think we've been asking ourselves that question: what is actually the inspiration for our Bond? But I think from the get-go, we tried to kind of leave that out. There's so many good legacy from 60 years of this franchise, but we really the whole spirit and core of First Light is to create something original, something that stands on its own, something that we can call our Bond for the gamers. And I think it's difficult to say he's more like Roger Moore or more like Sean Connery and whatnot. I think he is his own young man, and I think he where he differs the most is he's not like on top of his game with very comfortable in tuxedos and with the martinis yet. This is actually something he will learn along the way, right? So it's a young man, very hopeful, very optimistic. That's gonna grow through this experience. So I like to say that hopefully you'll feel that as well when you get the game in your hands. That we created something unique and on its own.
Hello? Hello, hi. All right. First of all, first Hitman I ever played was on Dreamcast. I'm aging myself here. You guys are amazing. Yes, the Sega Dreamcast. So thank you. And Mads, I just got done playing Death Stranding. You are amazing. It is awesome to see you in another game. So I had questions as far as your approach with this one versus the last one that you did. Was it any different, or did it just feel like you just jumped right back into it?
they belong in the same worlds in the sense that I don't have a setting. There's no sets. But the other one was more physical. That we were dressed up in green tights and had dots on our faces and a camera up here. And luckily, I wasn't the only one. So and here it was a pitch a couple of months before I did it, and we talked back and forth about it. And then I went into the studio and I did the voice for it. So there was a difference for sure. Both had one thing in common: I had no idea what was going on. I had a hunch, but so what I saw today was just mind-blowing fun because I in a film I will be in the midst of it. Here I'm on the outskirts of it, and then I see the product later. So it's I'm like you guys. I'm like crossing my fingers. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you all for your time this evening. Very much appreciated. I want to get to the topic earlier about how Bond and Hitman share a lot of connective tissue, a lot of similarities. While that is an advantage, it also creates a bit of a pitfall. You don't want to make a Bond game that resembles Hitman a little too much. So, what is the team doing to kind of avoid that and make sure that the two can stand by themselves as two now new pillars for IO?
So I think you're absolutely spot on. The journey we went on to even imagine building a Bond game was a journey of trying to figure out where is it not Hitman and where can we lean in on the strengths we do have. And also to Mass's point, just talking about the experience of actually being in a Hitman game. Hitman is a lot about like almost absolute freedom of choice. I know that probably stretching it a little bit too far, but we really want you to be able to like imagine all sorts of scenarios as a player, and you can then do them on your own terms, which makes it extremely hard for actors to actually know, wait, what's going on? Like and as the guys talked about, you have to record a lot of different reactions. Writers typically have to accept that what they write might not ever see daylight. People might not see it. They can miss it. I think Bond is like natively different there because obviously we're telling a story. We're telling a story about a young hero, and obviously Agent 47 is an anti-hero, and we are driven by the story. We're driven by the plot, and that sets a certain type of pacing for the game. And so if we leaned 100% into Hitman, that pacing and that drama would kind of not really be there because, well, I mean, most of you who've played Hitman know it stands still sometimes, right? You're just there in the middle of a level, you can just stand there and take it in and nothing happens. And that wouldn't really be great if we were doing James Bond. So I think you need to imagine that, yeah, we learned a lot about freedom of approach, we learned a lot about being creative with Hitman, and we want to inject as much of that as possible into a Bond universe and into a Bond story, but it's not the same thing.
Okay, we're going to take one more question because we want to give everyone time to go play the demos out in the lobby, okay?
Hello. Can you all hear me? Okay, there you go. Quick question about the characterization of some of the kind of iconic characters in the 007 franchise. We see a new take on not only Bond, but a new take on all of those characters as well. Can you talk a little bit about how important it was to kind of change that up as well for the team and give a new, fresh take on some of the iconic characters that we've seen in that series?
Okay, yeah, I'll happy to answer that. So obviously, like as you can imagine, there is a vast legacy with those characters, and there are so many interactions that people expect and they want to see in the game, and so we're obviously very mindful of that. And obviously, in the future, like not for now, we'll dig into how that unfolds. I'm sure you saw in the graphic behind Hakan when he was talking about Bond, we introduced a new character to the mix between Moneypenny, M and Q, and so we're obviously super excited to talk a little bit about that as we move forward. But for now, we'll save some of that ammo.
I'd like to remind everyone that we're going to continue to do interviews in the lounge and I think in here as well. But we are going to conclude that for the night. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for everyone who's watching to celebrate this with us. They deserve it all. Thank you so much. Oh, and it's free to play.
É isso aí, acho que com isso daí deve já ter acabado o evento. Pelo menos assim deu para ver que é a primeira vez que eles estão fazendo um evento próprio. Até que foi um evento interessante, assim, pelos 3 jogos. Eles podiam, claro, ser mais dinâmicos. E também, por ser a primeira vez, até dá para entender. Mas acho que eles devem ir agilizando depois, fazer um pós-show, quem sabe, para melhorar as coisas. Mas isso aí, até que foi um evento interessante. E vou já encerrar a enquete aqui também. 007 First Light realmente é o mais esperado. Vou só deixar os trailers finais e aí eu já me despeço por aqui também.
Your target is the elusive shadow banker.
E é isso aí, galera.
Le Chiffre, a financial mastermind with suspected ties to the criminal underworld. He has arranged a high-stake poker game at the Casino Monarchique in Paris. Our clients have deemed this unacceptable.
I've invited these people for a reason. I know their weaknesses. Mr. Rengang, he's too impatient, and Miss Bry, well, she likes a drink. Don't know about the newcomer, Mr. Smith, though. He's the only wild card. Well, this is turning into an interesting evening.
Welcome to the VIP room here at the Casino Monarchique.
Reaper. Unusual name.
Names are for friends, wouldn't you agree, Mr. Le Chiffre?
Bem, com isso daí eles já devem liberar o pós-show, então eu vou já me despedindo por aqui. Agradeço a todo mundo que acompanhou mais um evento aqui no canal. Ainda vai ter a Futuro Game Show amanhã, que eu vou transmitir. E é isso aí, galera. Cuidei, eu vou já realmente me despedindo por aqui. E quem tiver não esquece de deixar aquele like lá e compartilhar pra gente para dar aquela força assim, se for inscrito. Caso queira ajudar o canal, tem o sistema de membros e o Pix, caso queira ajudar. E é isso aí, nos vemos amanhã na Futuro Game Show, que eu vou avisar para vocês quando começar. Falou!